Hi, everyone. Mitch from Sports Chat Place and PickDogs.com, and here with the live show. Of course, we're here live 7 days a week, 365 days a year, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. But tomorrow, with Daylight Savings Time, we're going to have to navigate this one. We might move to 10:30. That would make it 4:30 my time. We go to a 6-hour time difference from the East Coast. We do not roll our clocks here in Hawaii. We just keep them the same. Let the rest of the world worry about that stuff. It's too much work. It's like going to interrupt the aloha if we change the clock. So be a 6-hour time difference from the East Coast. So that would put this show at 4 o'clock in the morning and the Computer Pick show at 3:30. I don't know. I love you guys, but not sure I love you that much. So, I'm back from San Diego. I've been back for a few days now, and, I've gone over a lot of things that, experiences I had there. But one of the really good experiences was they had this party, and it was a Roaring Twenties theme. But one thing that they have at I go to the same conference every year. I love this one. And one of the things that they have at this party is live karaoke. So it's a live band, but karaoke. It's like, this is where you get your friends out on the dance floor singing "Feel Like a Woman." It's like this is where it happens, and or "Material Girl." It's like these are always good ones. So I don't know. For me, it's like I think my karaoke song is probably man. All I Want to Do Is Have Some Fun by Sheryl Crow. That's one of mine. Chris, what's your karaoke song? Is it We Will Rock You or Bad to the Bone?
Eye of the Tiger.
Eye of the Tiger. It's a good one. Rod?
I sing a few. I sing Garth Brooks. I sing Sweet Caroline.
It's always a Sweet Caroline. Little Ed Sheeran?
Little Ed Sheeran? No Ed Sheeran.
Ed was here about a week and a half ago. Usually there's a couple software companies and computer companies that have like their gathering for all their top salespeople here in Maui, and they take over like 3 or 4 of the top hotels. And every year they get top acts to play a free concert out on the beach, and it's like for everybody can go. And this year was Ed Sheeran, and last year was Bruno Mars. We've had Katy Perry, Elton John, pretty much name it. We played out on our beach, like right down the street from my house. Pretty amazing stuff. It's like, you always think of like, man, what if this person was playing in a room of like 300 or 400 people? And this is like actually similar to that. There's more people than that, but it's an open setting out on a beach. So it's kind of like it's a party and entertainment. It's like if you went to a party and it was Ed Sheeran was the band. It's kind of like that.
That'd be cool.
If everyone wants to say their karaoke song, Steve, what's your karaoke song? Gonna be Elvis.
Stone, Start Me Up.
Start Me Up is a good one. It's a good one. Tough one. It's all. No one ever. If they're a karaoke rookie, if they pick out a Marvin Gaye song, because you're just dead. You're dead, man. It's like why? It's like you could be the best singer in the world. It's not going to sound good. It's like maybe what's going on. You have a prayer, but if you do like sexual healing, dead man, dead. It's like you're just on the stage, just wondering what you just did to yourself. Seen it. Oh, man. So, anyways, we got a lot of college hoops today. We got a lot to go over. We got the T-shirt giveaway. We'll probably be starting next week. I'm getting emails from people saying, "Here's my T-shirt information." You guys know I'm not a class. I was never the class secretary, man. So when we have the T-shirt giveaway, I'll let you guys know and I'll tell you exactly how to do it. I didn't see the South Park sexual healing episode, but if it's about karaoke, man, that song is impossible. Impossible. But yeah, I thought the coolest thing about being in San Diego, and we'll get into the picks right now, but the coolest thing about it was that this conference had nothing to do with sports or sports betting, nothing at all. It couldn't be any further removed from sports and sports betting, but everyone was really excited about what we're doing, especially here on YouTube and on Facebook Live. They thought this was the most amazing thing. So they were floored by our numbers, like what we've been able to do in 4 or 5 months. They're just like, you had how many views? 5 months? And how old is your channel? It was like they were talking about people that like had this many views in a year, were like the people up on the board, is what they were doing. And it's like, no, we do that in a month. It's like, how do you do it? I'm like, well, I do about 30 to 40 videos a day, 2 or 3 live shows, plus some half times here and there. Nothing much. I'm like, what? Like, who does 40 videos? I don't know anyone that does 40 videos. But anyways, we will, let's get rolling. We got, let me see. I know there's 6 NBA, and then we've got
10 hockey.
10 hockey. Let's get started, Chris. Islanders, Hurricane, Penguins, Caps. That little feature game there at the 1 o'clock slot. Nashville, Dallas, Minnesota, Los Angeles, Ottawa, San Jose. Just pick the ones you're betting because we got a lot of ground to cover. How many of these are you betting today?
6.
How about you, Rod?
1, 2, 3, 4.
10.
I'm probably going to. I like them all.
I knew it. Give us your first 5.
I like them all.
I'll tell you what. If I had your winning percentage, I would like them all. It's like I love that someone posted in the Facebook group. It was like Chris was 7 of 9, and Rod was like Rod was like 9 to 10, and Chris was like 8 of 9 or something, and people were still like mad about it. They both hit their parlay. It was like I don't know, man. I've been in this business a long time, and I see people charging top dollar for a lot worse than what you guys give out for free. Of course, they don't have to tolerate me, but it's the price of admission. Go ahead, Rod. Let's get us.
Well, we got to put up with Steve, though.
Yeah, I do the Canucks dance.
Yeah, and the Canucks won last night, so we can do the little dance.
They don't play today.
Nope, they get the day off. So we'll start off the Carolina at the Islanders. Give me Carolina here. This Islanders team has not looked good their last few games at all. And the Hurricanes are 7-0 in the last 7 meetings against the Islanders. Give me the Carolina here, plus 105. Washington at Pittsburgh. The last game they played, Washington won. And you're going to give me Washington at plus 110? This Pittsburgh team hasn't been anything to write home about. What are they, 1-8 or something in their last 9? Give me Washington. Washington gets up for this game and wins. Give me Washington on the money line, plus 110. Another one, Nashville at Dallas. Sure, there's no tornado in Dallas today. Give me Dallas on the money line. Dallas will beat Nashville. Minnesota at the Kings. Give me the Wild. Give me the Wild on the puck line. Minus 1.5, plus 175. I think they beat the Kings today. One, two, three, four. One more? Okay, one more. We'll go Tampa at Boston. I think today's the day that Tampa gets a win. Give me Tampa in the plus money. Give me Tampa in the money line.
How about you, Chris?
Yeah, I have a feeling today's going to be that opposite day.
That's happened. Hey, someone's going to win.
I like the Islanders at minus 120. Yeah, Carolina's won the last 7 head-to-head, but that's also when Carolina had a goaltender that I actually recognize, not an AHL goalie that's forced into the situation. So I'll take the Islanders minus 120 to get off the schneid. Carolina hasn't fared well since they've had all these goalie issues. So I'll go with the Islanders there. I'll go San Jose in regulation at minus 115 against Ottawa. just to play against Ottawa on the road. San Jose's actually been playing pretty well before they ran into Minnesota last time out. So take San Jose in regulation. And I like Boston at minus 130 against Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's 11-30-1. They haven't done well in Boston. 11-30-1 in the last 42 head-to-head in Boston. It's like we said, Tampa Bay doesn't want to win these games because they don't want to touch the President's Trophy. And Boston's just been lights out at home all year long, so I'll go Boston on the money line, minus 130.
I'm so not interested in Tampa Bay Lightning.
Tampa Bay is 9-2. 9-2 the last 11 meetings head to head.
Tampa Bay is?
Yeah, we got a lot of those came in. A lot of those came in Tampa. So
doesn't even make
No,
sense.
they didn't have 11 games straight in Tampa.
Hockey. In
no, I'm saying a
Tampa
lot.
doesn't
I'm
even
saying a
make
lot of the
sense.
wins came in Tampa, though.
Yeah. I think Tampa wakes up today and gets a win.
How about the last half of it, Rod?
Give me Ottawa over the Sharks. Ottawa's 8-3 the last. I'm not touching the Sharks in the 10-foot pool. Give me Ottawa. They're looking better here. I don't lose either, but you give me Ottawa at plus 135. New Jersey at the Rangers. Give me the Rangers at home. Montreal at Florida. Slightly, but either is Montreal. So give me Florida here. Okay. And Columbus and the Oilers. Yeah.
Cutting out a little bit here. Cut out on that one.
Did I cut out
Columbus and Oilers.
on that? Yeah, give me the Oilers here at home. And some goals here. The over is 10-3 to the over.
Big Rod is frozen solid. Chris, you want to bring us home here?
Yeah. So the other three I'm looking at for the NHL today.
Oh, here we go. Rod's back. Rod, you froze out after you said, give me the over, and that was, you didn't tell us what it was.
Oiler, yeah. Oh,
but at least it was an awkward frozen
over
pose. Next time Rod freezes, let's all do awkward frozen poses. It's always like it's like, you know, the covers for my videos. It's like, you don't know how many times I got to go through. It's like,
oh yeah. And you're like.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
We'll catch it on the recap. Chris, you want to give us yours?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Montreal plus 110 against Florida. I'm not laying juice with a Florida team that's 0-8 in their last 8 home games where you're supposed to play your best hockey. So I'll take Montreal plus 110. I think Florida's starting to fade. I'm going to take the Rangers at minus 1.5 on the puck line against New Jersey. I just think, this is where the Rangers are going to start, playing a lot better down the stretch. I think they're getting Shesterkin back today after having a rib injury for a couple of weeks, and he's 9-1 on the season. So I'll take the Rangers. My best game of the day. I love Philly on the puck line against Buffalo. Carter Hart, I'm expecting to get the start here. He's 19-2-2 at home this year. ERA 1.6. Buffalo's been hot garbage on the road for a couple of years now, so I'll take Philly on the puck line. I think they win by at least 2 or 3 goals here.
Yeah, I think you can push 3 there. I think you can go minus 2.5 and probably still just come out good.
Well, Steve,
yeah, I love that. That's a good one.
We go to the NBA. We got 6 games on tap today. Boy, that Bucks Lakers game, I didn't even know you could call that many offensive fouls in the game. But anyways, we got 6 on board. for today's action. Houston and Charlotte kicking it all off, and Portland and the Kings bringing it home. Of course, 76ers try and make it 2 in a row on the road. And, I mean, the odds makers are on to the Sixers, man. Last time out, the Sixers blew out the Kings as a 5-point dog. Now they're just getting 1.5 or giving 1.5 against a Warriors team that's got 14 wins all season long. I don't know. The Cavs are playing. This is like to me, this Cavs game sets up like that Knicks Nuggets game where the Nuggets won by 50. I don't know. Go. Anything here that you like? Because I'll tell you one thing I don't like, and that's the Detroit Pistons. I don't even like saying Detroit Pistons these days.
You give me the Jazz all day against the Pistons, lane 8 or 9 actually. Pistons are awful, so I like the Jazz. I'll take the 76ers on the road, even though they're a bad road team, but the Warriors, 14 wins, 2-point spread. I'll take the Sixers, and I'll take the Rockets, lane 8 at Charlotte.
How about you, Rod? Anything here in the NBA?
For me, I'm going to take Houston to bounce back after losing to the Clippers. Give me Houston minus 8.5 here over Charlotte. I like the 76ers as well. Give me the 76ers minus 2 over the Warriors. And call me crazy, but Utah on a back-to-back after beating Boston. Give me this. Everybody's going to be all over the Jazz like crazy.
Well, because wait a minute. For good reason, man. We got Stinkopotamus over here, man, on the other side of this one. I mean, the Pistons.
And I'm going to take.
A lot of times, like with the Sixers, at least they came out. Remember, like the process. It's like we're going to stink for a while, and then we're going to build it back up. It's like the Pistons haven't even come out and said, like, we're just really not sure what we're going to do, and that's really all they're doing on the court. It's like, what are we here for? Kind of reminds me of the Delaware State basketball program. Just kind of, let's go to the student union, pick out 5 guys, throw them some uniforms, and get on the court. It's like, I'm really not sure what they're doing in Detroit.
So today we'll get a good bum off the street and get a cover. Give me Detroit plus.
Yeah, it's Blake Griffin. His name is Blake Griffin. I love this comment. Oh, man. NBA is rigged so hard they can't stop beating dead LeBron. I bet when LeBron will die, the NBA will exhume his remains and turn him into a cyborg. Yeah, pretty much. It was like, if the Bucks win this game, it's really probably not going to be good for our playoff ratings. It's like, that's really what that one turned into.
Yeah. LeBron and his
ridiculous.
I don't know.
Libra.
It's like who's our shortest on-court reporter? You go interview LeBron. It's like, let's make LeBron look even bigger than he is. The guy's already like six something. It's like, let's make him look just a little bigger. It's like, what are you, 5'6"? A little too tall for us. Not anyone in the 5'1" to 5'2" range. It's like, it's like, and I'm here with LeBron James. It's like, what is that? I tell you, the NBA, on a game like last night, they really missed Craig Sager, Those are the days that you really miss him, because I think he would have loved that game,
Oh, yeah.
He would have given up anything to be at that game. But anyways, where are we at? Is it me or Chris? Chris, what's up? Speaking of material, girl.
I like Denver laying the 8.5 against Cleveland.
I like that one too.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere near Cleveland right now, and I like the over 234.5 in the Atlanta Memphis game.
Oh, it's not gonna be. Those are the 2 worst defensive teams there are.
Yeah,
these guys, it's like, I mean, it could go over in the first quarter. I mean, these teams, they play no. It's like the All-Star game. These two teams, their defensive style. It's like you're gonna try and stop this game. Nah, maybe next time. I'm good. It's like
He's all the way over there.
Especially the Hawks, man. Especially the Hawks on the road. The Grizz have not been good defensively, but the Hawks. I mean, let's look at instead of just saying it. Let's look at these abysmal numbers. Everyone knows anything over 115 in the NBA is hideous. So Atlanta 119.2, 29th ranked defense in the league, and Memphis has been picking it up. Now they're only ranked 21st in the league at 113.8 allowed per game. So that's actually, they must be playing pretty good recently to get down to that point, because they were in that 119 range. We're talking Pelicanville. I'm going to guess the 30th ranked is the Pelicans. I'm not 100. I haven't looked, but I'm going to guess the Pelicans are in the conversation. It's like the Pelicans, it's like they're so young. It's like everyone's limping on defense, fully healthy on offense. Anything else, Chris?
No, just those two.
All right, let's go to college hoops, man. We got a full schedule, so I kind of left a lot of time here for college hoops because we got such a good schedule. But I will start off by saying that in this early part of the schedule here of today's games in college hoops, I'll kick it off. I like 3 money line dogs here. And I say, I'm going to start the show off with the 3-team money line early bird cage, 100% free right here. Wisconsin, money line. Auburn, money line. St. John's, money line. Bird cage. Those 3 teams right out of the gate at noon. Steve, what do you like early?
Villanova playing Georgetown. I think Villanova, they cover 7.5 points. Villanova, tournament time, it's Villanova. I love Auburn, too, on the road at Tennessee. Give me the plus 2.5, 2.5.
Do you think is it more fun to just take Auburn, or do you just want to hear that extra tweaking of whining from the Tennessee fans? I kind of like the extra whining, and the Tennessee fans, like I said in my video today, and I mean, I know they're mad at me. I don't care. Nobody picks a game after it's over like Tennessee Volunteer fans. They love to come by. I literally got a comment yesterday about the Tennessee-Kentucky game. The freaking game was last Saturday. It's like, I mean, you can't tell me, oh, you got this one wrong a week after the game. It's like one thing to say after, wrong. Here's the comments that the trolls leave for the after the game guys. Wrong. This one aged well. These are the ones that they always say after the fact. It's like unbelievable. Anyways, go ahead. Sorry. Those Vol fans. It's like, I'll tell you, man. I've been sugar sweet to these people all season. Now we're at the final regular season home game. The gloves are off. We'll reconvene next year. I mean, last year I was all over the balls.
Not so much this year.
Because they confused me as a fan. And I'm a fan of the game, but I'm not a fan of any team. Miami is my team. Everyone knows that.
But I'll go the other way. Marquette, St. John's. Marquette lane 2. I know St. John's has picked it up a bit. Crushing Creighton, last midweek or so. But I'll go with Marquette here on the road.
You're foolish and lack vision.
Okay. Not the first time I was told that. But I'll go with Marquette.
4-6 in their last 10 games. St. John's at home. They beat Arizona this season. West Virginia at home. Wojo is going to come in and beat them? I don't think so. The best Wojo is the one from Fish, and everyone knows it. Anyways, go ahead. Barney Miller.
Right. That's it for now.
How about you, Rod? What do you like early? I like Kentucky over Florida, too. I could throw them in a 4-team money line parlay.
I like them, too, Kentucky.
And Baylor, 5-team money line parlay. Round robin.
Yep. Baylor, too.
Why is Kentucky a dog? Florida. Kentucky's a ranked team, and you're going to give me, and Florida's minus 2.5.
I guess they
I
didn't
don't
see the
understand.
Florida State game at Gainesville earlier this season. I mean, maybe that's
Well, I
why.
know.
I
That's
don't
what I'm
know.
saying.
I mean,
How can you even have a sixth-ranked team as a plus 2.5 dog at Florida? That makes no sense to me. This line. Give me Florida minus 2. Somebody
I
knows
called
something
out
there.
Florida early, man. It's like, I'm sorry, man. If you don't score any points, very tough to win. You know, no one's ever won a game scoring 0. You know, and it's Florida tries to do that. I don't understand the strategy. Eventually, someone's got to shoot. I mean, you can go into the four corners, you know, back when there was no shot clock. But now, it's like, you know, you don't have 17 minutes to take a shot. Florida fails to realize that. It's like, we just want to play D. Okay. Going to have an opportunity to do that. Go ahead.
And I'm going to take Tennessee. Give me Tennessee minus 2.5. They've looked good the last couple games. Auburn's 2-6 ATS their last 8. Give me Tennessee minus 2.5. I also like Nova. Give me Nova over Georgetown minus 8 in these early games.
How about you, Chris?
Yeah, up until 2 o'clock, there's 3 that I like. I like South Carolina minus 5 against
Yeah,
Vanderbilt.
if you were going to say Vandy, it was going to be the Brown treatment is what was going to happen. I was waiting for a Vandy.
Not for me, you're not going to get one.
They are tough at home.
I also like Kentucky. I've learned this season, Kentucky, when you're giving me points with the Wildcats, take them. It's paid off more often than it hasn't. So I'll take Kentucky plus 2.5. And I'm going to put a little bit on the money line as well. And I like Baylor plus 1 against West Virginia. I'm going to put some on the money line there as well. I just think Baylor's playing too well, and they still have a lot to play for as well. So I'll take Baylor plus 1.
I don't like the way West Virginia's played this last 10 games or so. That loss at TCU, it was just. It's like, it's one thing to get upset at TCU like Baylor was. It's another thing when it was predictable, like the West Virginia loss at TCU. But carry on to the 2 o'clock games. You got the Fighting Rod Chalk Jayhawk is the new chant there, as opposed to the Rock Chalk Jayhawk. Up against Texas Tech. It's like Texas Tech, of course, went to the finals last year, so pretty big game there in Lubbock. And then you got LSU Georgia, which I went to an LSU Georgia game at LSU, and I have to say the LSU fans were scared at that game of the Georgia fans. We'll get into that another time. But Purdue Rutgers, Notre Dame Virginia Tech, Seton Hall Creighton, Missouri Alabama, an odd 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time start for a Pac-12 game as Utah hosts Colorado. We got USC, UCLA. I love rivalry games when they mean something. Texas. Oh no, that's next. So it's just those plus some SoCon action and SoCon tournament. Got plenty of good stuff in that group. Steve, anything in there that gets it going for you?
Well, I like Kansas laying 3.5 at Texas Tech. I'll take Georgia in the points at LSU. So give me plus 9, Georgia. Rutgers, great at home, not so much on the road. Going to Purdue. Purdue laying 5.5. I'll take Purdue at home. And I will take the points with Seton Hall. Creighton is favored by 3.5. So give me Seton Hall. And the UCLA USC game, I got to go with USC at home, 3.5.
Rod?
Just looking at my sheet to see what the heck at that time.
We can come back to you if you want. Chris?
Yeah.
Oh, no, you ready?
Chris.
All right.
No. Give me UCLA plus the 3 at USC.
We'll throw them in our money line parlay I'm putting together here. I'm with you on that one.
They're 4-0-1. Yeah,
Got
7-0
revenge
straight.
factor too in this one also. You see one at Pauley Pavilion earlier.
Give me Kansas. Low number. I'm not having to cover double digits.
I'm on the other side of that one, throwing them in my parlay as well.
I have for that time.
How about you, Chris?
Yeah, the only one I'm looking at for the 2 p.m. slot, I like Rutgers plus the 5.5. I know they haven't been winning games on the road, but in conference, all but one of their games has been either a win or decided by 6 points or less. So they've been playing competitive on the road in conference play. So I'll take a shot with Rutgers plus 5.5 against Purdue.
We got a question here on Alabama, Missouri. We did kind of gloss over that thing. I didn't do a video on it, and it's not a premium pick. I do like the Tide in this one. I don't like the way Missouri's played overall this season. I know it's been kind of a comeback year for them or whatever, or bounce back. I don't know. Missouri hasn't been good since Mike Anderson left, and I think that's been part of the problem there is finding some solutions. They thought they had a solution, a couple of years ago with Michael Porter Jr., who played less games than James Wiseman played at Memphis, I think, and he wasn't even suspended. Then you have, it just never has come together. And the weird thing is, the Missouri players go to the NBA and they have pretty good careers. I don't really understand it, but I like Alabama in this one. It's a lean at best. They're getting a point on this one on the road. They've been decent on the road cover team, but like I said, I know Missouri can the home crowd can really get into it, but it's like, even like the Missouri-Illinois game, which is normally like the big neutral site game and everything this year, normally Missouri really shows up for that too. And it's like, I don't know, I think that Missouri has kind of lost their mojo. They need to get it back, and I think they just need a heavy hitter coach to come in there and really shake things up. Maybe, I don't know. I think if you're an SEC team, maybe start, acting like one and start, overpaying some coach out there, like get Brett Bielema. It's like, you think we can get Kiffin? it's like, I mean, you got to do something. I know Rick Pitino's available. I'm sure he would love to coach in the SEC right now.
Sure would.
I'm sure he would. Yeah, I think that's an interesting one. I also like Utah here on the money line, too. I have a giant money line round robin that I'm building here as the show goes, and it is big. And I like a lot of dogs here on the money line. Let's go to the 4 o'clock slot. Shaka and the boys, Texas. So we went from the love-hate relationship here. And we love Shaka Smart and March, though. And it's like, I've been on the air for how many years? 13 years. And I've loved Shaka Smart and March for 13 years, I think. And I think him and I have about the same career run. I think he's been around most of that time. And I think I have bet on Shaka Smart 100% of the time in the March games. Even when he gets knocked still covers in March. It's like here he's a favorite, 3.5 over the Okie State. Kansas State and Iowa State, disappointing season for both these teams. Traditionally a lot better than this. Penn State, Northwestern, 7 even looks odd, right? Virginia, Louisville, woo! Talk about flying under the radar on a massive day of games, man. It's like this one is number 10 against number 22. I mean, so Louisville is 24-6, and they're ranked 10th, and Virginia's 22-7. So it's one more loss, and they're ranked 22nd. they're 8-1 in their last 9 games. I mean, like Tony Bennett can't win a home game or something? So it was 1, now it's 2. I don't know, man. I got to lean in that one. Then Miami, Syracuse. I'm not sure what happened there. Arkansas, Texas A&M, the Hog fans, another fan base that just absolutely loves me to death. My picks this season. Florida State looking to lay one on Boston College. A lot of maroon, a lot of gold in that one. Florida State calls it garnet and gold. I'm not sure what Boston College calls it, but you got 2 teams with the same colors there. Always a little confusing. Cal, Oregon State. Got Eastern Washington back on the court against Weber State. I like Eastern Washington because when we looked at the bracket yesterday, they came in as a 16 seed, but I believe that they're a 16 seed that can beat a number one. I really do. If they catch the right number one on the right day, I see a 96-85 type Eastern Washington game because those guys can score like no one's business. Utah State, San Diego State, Chris's Wyoming Cowboys coming up just a little bit short on that money line bet, but still, I think they covered, right, with the points?
Yeah, they covered. It was getting dicey at the end there, though. They were tied at 66 with like 5 minutes left, and then like a minute and a half to go, they were down by 15. So
that's what we got in that time slot. Pretty packed, man. Pretty good. You know. Steve, little Shaka Smart for you?
Yeah, I got to go with Shaka. It's March, so historically, this guy, gets his team ready.
Shaka
Texas
time.
plus 3.5 or minus 3.5 at home against Okie State. I'll take Texas there. Penn State versus Northwestern. I think Penn State's good enough to cover 7 points. Northwestern is up and down, but they stink for the most part. So it's going to be Penn State. I also like, what do we got? That's pretty much what I like. Give me Virginia at home. I'll take Virginia laying 2 against Louisville. I like that too. That's it.
How about you, Rod?
Yeah, I like Virginia laying 2 as well. Give me Virginia at home here. They've woke up and they're starting to play real good. Defense kicking in. Give me Virginia minus 2.
I kind of like the over there, 114.5 as well. That just seems really low.
Really low, yeah. Give me Iowa State plus the points. I think that's too many points.
So that 0-10 Kansas State at 0-10 in their last 10, laying 5.5. You don't buy that. I don't know.
I don't know either. Well, give me Iowa State and the point.
I don't even understand that. Well, they're 9-21 on the season, 0-10 in their last 10, but they're laying 5.5. Yeah.
Right.
So funky there. So and I like Texas. Give me Texas too. I've been riding Texas the last how many ever weeks. Give me Texas.
Rod, an early adopter of Texas this season.
Yeah, because they started winning near the end of February there.
Chris, what do we got? Well, shock of time. It's like mid-February and on. It's like he's even with this team.
Yeah, I'm on the same for pretty much a lot of those. I like Texas laying the 3.5 as well. I just think Oklahoma State's just in a bad spot here. I like Penn State minus 7 against Northwestern. The number does look a little bit funny, but I can't get enough points to fade Northwestern enough, so I'll take Penn State minus 7. And I'll take Virginia minus 2 as well. I always say that Virginia defense is always an equalizer. It brings teams down to their level. I think Virginia's turned it on a bit lately, and at home, I think they get the win here by at least a couple points. So I'll lay the bucket with Virginia.
I like Texas A&M also outright on the money line. I'm adding them to my money line parlay here. For no other reason, well, I think that they do have a legitimate chance to win here at home, but also those Arkansas fans, man. If you went by their YouTube comments, they've never lost. Not just this season. They've never lost. It's like, I know they're 19-11, but not this. Doesn't even make any sense. Wofford plays Furman. I think these two teams play every other week. I really do. This is one of those games, it's like certain teams that just seem to play all the time. Like I always say the Chargers and the Broncos, and it's always at Denver. Furman is always playing Wofford. They're always playing Wofford, man. It's like, I don't even get it. Furman, Wofford, TCU, Oklahoma, North Carolina, Duke, the rematch at Cameron. You got Ole Miss, Mississippi State, two teams that really, I think they're going to have a cup of coffee together after the game on that one. Got Providence. Could you please pass the Grey Poupon? That's what's going to be going on at that Mississippi State Ole Miss. Providence, DePaul got Arizona State, Washington State after Arizona State lost at home to Washington when they're kind of a bubble team for the NCAA tournament. Man, you want to talk about a bad loss. It's about as bad as it gets. SMU USF, and that Rod, I'll have to ask you about this one because I know this is a team that he follows too. Rhode Island -3 against UMass. That doesn't even make sense to me. Harvard +2 against Yale. Another one doesn't make a lot of sense. It's a rivalry game, but I don't care. Harvard coming off of the loss to Brown last night, and now they play Yale, who's I mean, now, before I thought that maybe Yale could get knocked off and maybe Princeton could sneak in or Harvard or something. No chance. It's not going to happen. Dayton, senior night. It's not top and not a senior, but this is his last game at Dayton, right? It's last home game at Dayton. I'm going to imagine it's going to be just a big love-in. Vermont against Maine. Catamounts in action. And that's it from that time slot. But plenty of action there. I'll tell you what, I've seen these rivalry games where it's a dramatic win, one in the first game, and then the second game, blowout city. I really like Duke here. I think they're going to roll it up on Carolina. Not going to be playing it, in the finals of the ACC tournament this year. It's like not going to be the rematch like we've seen so many times. But I like that one a lot. I think Oklahoma on the road here at TCU. They haven't been very good on the road, but I do like the Sooners here. Couple other quick ones. Missouri State against Valpo. The Bears are rolling. When Missouri State traditionally has been hitting those outside shots, very, very tough to beat. It's like one of those teams that it's kind of their fun to, if they make it to the NCAA tournament because their uniforms are just so bad. Anyway, Steve, who do you like?
I'm with you 100% on Duke crushing Carolina. Love that. I'll take Oklahoma as well against TCU on the road. And I like Stanford at Oregon getting 7.5 points. So I'm going to take Stanford. I like those three games.
How about you, Rod? What do you think of this Rhode Island game against UMass? And then you can talk about everything else.
I'll take Rhode Island -3.
Looks odd, though, right? Don't you think? UMass has been playing a lot better, but they're not going to beat Rhode Island.
No, it looks a little low.
It's kind of like the Richmond game yesterday, right, against Duquesne. Like, didn't even make any sense. It's like, how's the line? I mean, we've been on Duquesne a lot this season, but they're not going to beat Richmond. And they're not even going to be close. It's like we're talking apples and oranges.
Yeah, so give me Rhode Island there. That just seems too easy. But I'll pitch the hanging fruit. Give me that.
Man, I just looked at our numbers. We got
like
415 people watching us. How awesome is that, man? Thanks to everyone for joining us. Appreciate it.
Give me Providence -10 over DePaul. DePaul checked out Providence. I think they can cover that today.
Ed Cooley's on a mission.
Yeah. Give me Princeton -11.5. I think they keep rolling.
There, I think they have a shot at Yale, but I don't know if they can.
Well, that's what's probably going to end up. It'll be Princeton and Yale. I'll lay the giant number with Dayton, the 20.5. I'll lay the -20.5. I think they roll George Washington today.
I thought the top
and give me FIU over Western Kentucky -1 for FIU. I'll take you at home here -1.
I think FIU has a chance to go. If someone else knocks off North Texas or if they knock off North Texas, I think they're going to go. I really do. We've seen FIU teams do it in the past. FIU is one of the first teams to make it with like a 12-19 record. It's like I could see them going.
Yeah.
Well. I hope we get
That's
to
all.
see a top and dunk reel like his last game, man. That was really some of the best highlight reel slam dunk contest dunks that I've seen in a college game ever. It's like, what if he ends up on the Warriors? Oh, my God.
Oh, man.
Could be.
He could be, yeah.
Could be.
Chris, who do you like here? Duke, North Carolina, Brown?
Brown.
Ooh.
Brown's in the slot. Brown?
No, I'm gonna go with I like Northern Colorado laying the 5.5 against Montana State. Northern Colorado looked really good the other night. I think that carries over here. I just don't think Montana State has what it takes to hang with Northern Colorado here. I also like Missouri State minus the 3.5 against Valpo. Again, this is another. We saw Missouri State do it against Indiana State yesterday. Again, this is pretty much a home game for the Bears. So I'll take Missouri State minus 3.5, and I like Ole Miss plus 6 against Mississippi State. I just think Ole Miss has stepped up their game lately, and I just don't think Mississippi State's just 6 points better than the Rebels. So I'll take Mississippi State plus 6.
Man, what a card. I mean, college basketball's got it right. You know, like I always say, the NBA has got it right in the regular season, and college basketball's got it right, man. It's like when you have a tournament field that's that big, and the losses against the good teams don't really kill you as far as qualifying for the tournament. You get great matchups, and it's like now we're in conference play, and it's like these teams. It's like in college football they talk about the eye test. In college basketball they talk about the resume, and it's like that's the difference. You know, that is the difference. It's like the resume versus the eye test. Yeah, the eye test. We see Oklahoma passes the eye test. It's like, yeah, they freaking play against no defenses. They got to go away. Cincinnati taking on Temple. The Bearcats kind of on the bubble here. I mean, they got to win. Another team that's got to win in Cincinnati. Ironically, both these teams playing in the same city, like a mile apart from each other, on the same night at the same time. Xavier taking on Butler at the Cintas Center. That should be a beast of a game. Of course, the one that we've all been waiting for, Arkansas Pine Bluff taking on Mississippi Valley State. 4-25 meets 2-27 in the SWAC. Got to get your SWAC on. Chattanooga against UNC Greensboro. This is a good game. This is a good one. There is no tomorrow for somebody. And Montana Grizzlies against Southern Utah in the Big Sky. So small card here. Murray State and Belmont as well. Belmont actually 3-point favorites against the Racers. How about that total at 139? This thing's going 170. It's like, I don't understand that one at all. So my pick in this time slot, I like the over in the Murray State Belmont. I confidently will go to the window and quietly collect my money. You could pay me now. It's one of those ones where like FanDuel offers payouts at 6 hours before the game starts. It's like, right? It's like we're already paying people off on it. It's like. Steve, any of these games good for you?
I'm with definitely the over in Murray State versus Belmont. I think that's a likely scenario. I'm going to go with Xavier laying 2.5 against Butler. Butler's been inconsistent the last week or two for me. So Xavier in Ohio, I'll take Xavier. And I think Cincinnati Temple, I'm going to go with the Bearcats, meaning, they got to win. So I'm going to ride the Bearcats.
How about you, Rod?
For me, give me St. Bonnie's plus 5. Any game I see is like a 2-3 point game. Give me St. Bonnie's plus 5 at St. Louis. Let's see a battle in that game. I'm also going to take Butler over Xavier. Give me Butler plus 2.5. I think they come here today to play. Give me Butler plus 2.5. I'm not touching Mississippi Valley and Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Chris, what's the get-in price on that one for a ticket? I mean, we got 6 wins here, so we got a combined 6-52 record between these two. 4-25 meets 2-27. Get your swack on. That's all I got to say to that one.
No, I don't want to. I picked somebody else against
Don't
Arkansas
make
Pine
me.
Bluff. Arkansas Pine Bluff won.
And then try to see if I can find the get-in price on this.
It's free. Free.
So where are we at? Like, Rod, you giving your picks, or are we up to Chris?
We're up to Chris.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
did. We all did the Baylor game, so we'll recap. I think we all took Baylor. If you want the recap, we all had Baylor.
Yeah, we all had Baylor. I like under in that game. Give me the under. Okay, I missed that. Under 130 in Baylor and West Virginia.
Yeah, no, the only game I had in that time slot was the over in the Murray State Belmont game.
Yes, I do love Ed Cooley.
It took you 46 minutes to mention him today.
I'll tell you what, man. Guy can flat out coach.
Yes, he can.
But let's go to these last set of games. Close out the night. We got South Dakota State, PFW. It used to be IPFW. Now it's just PFW. It's like, what if we did it's kind of, we had this discussion before. It was like Long Beach State changed their mascot name and didn't tell anyone. It's like, I'm still wearing my 49ers gear. They're all of a sudden they're the Beaches. It's like, what up, Beaches? Arizona versus Washington, Pacific, San Francisco. Then we get into the Long Beach State, what up, Beaches, against Cal State Fullerton. I mean, you can do a lot with that. It's like, I'm from Miami, so a lot of people, they think the U on the U helmet, on the University of Miami helmet, stands for university. Like, that makes any sense at all. It's like, couldn't any school have the U then? It's like, it stands, and this is the honest truth, and you can Google it, you can look it up, you can do whatever you want. The U stands for, on the University of Miami helmet, you gotta believe. True story. It is. That is what it stands for. On the Miami helmet, the U stands for you gotta believe. St. Mary's against Pepperdine. I don't know. We looked at bracketology the other day, and St. Mary's is in. In my bracketology, they're out. Who was the team that was out that we were like, how could they be out? And then St. Mary's was Indiana was in, and like it was. I don't know. I'll take a look at it while we're doing this, and then Oregon.
Was it Utah? I think it was Utah State.
No, I think
Utah
I don't
State,
think it was the.
Was it Rich?
Utah State. I think
Richmond?
No, it was. This was just the other day we did it. It was.
Richmond.
Richmond.
It was Richmond, right?
Yeah, it was Richmond.
Yeah, because it was yesterday we were talking about that. It was like Indiana was in and Richmond was the first four out. It was
Now
like,
they have
really?
Northern Iowa as the last four in.
What?
No way. No
They
way.
lost yesterday.
No way. How about this? No way. I'm offended by that.
By the way, I checked. There are no tickets for that Arkansas Pine Bluff.
No tickets available. Yeah, I figured it would be a packed gym. Steve, who do you like in these late games? Anything?
Arizona over Washington. I think Arizona can, blow out Washington. It's 10.5 points, but give me Arizona. And I'll take St. Mary's to beat up Pepperdine, so I'll go St. Mary's. Those are the only two I really like.
The T-shirt giveaway will start next week. I haven't gotten the shirts in yet, so I know some people have emailed me, but you're going to have to email me again. So I would say don't bother emailing until we give out the instructions on how to get the shirts. Rod, late night.
Pacific versus San Francisco. Give me Pacific plus the points. I think they probably win that game outright. over San Francisco. And give me the Ducks. I'll take the Ducks minus the 7 or whatever. I think they blow Stanford up, win by double digits.
Chris, anything?
Yeah, the only game I had was Pacific +2 as well against San Fran. I just think that the rest advantage favors Pacific here, and I think Pacific's the better team, so I'll take Pacific +2.
Yeah, it's called Spread Knowledge. We do this show. We do the Computer Pick show every day, and it's called Spread Knowledge. You can look on my YouTube channel. There's all kinds of links for it. You can look in the description of this show. There's a link for it. Spread Knowledge. It's like, man, I really don't like that. Poker hands. This guy's going down. Gotta go. All right, we're ready for the recap then. It's going to go to the Material Girl herself, Chris Ruffalo. Chris, go ahead. Man, you feel like a woman? A little karaoke. That's how we started the show. That's what the reference is for those of you joining us.
Okay, I lost my train of thought. Okay.
See, he had it in his head. He started singing it. He was like, ooh,
feel like a woman. Dun, 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 dun,
Give me a sec now. Okay, hold on.
Hold on, I gotta get it straight.
Yeah, okay. I'm trying to not think about Shania Twain right now. On the ice, I like the Islanders at -120 against Carolina. San Jose in regulation at -115 Ottawa. Boston -130 against Tampa Bay. Montreal +110 against Florida. The Rangers -1.5 against New Jersey. And Philly -1.5 against Buffalo. NBA, I like Denver -8.5 against Cleveland. And the over 234.5 in the Atlanta-Memphis game. College hoops, like South Carolina -5 against Vanderbilt. Kentucky +2.5 and moneyline against Florida. Baylor +1 and moneyline against West Virginia. Rutgers +5.5 against Purdue. Texas -3.5 against Oklahoma State. Penn State -7 against Northwestern. Virginia -2 against Louisville. Northern Colorado -5.5 against Montana State. Missouri State -3.5 against Valparaiso. Ole Miss +6 against Mississippi State, and Pacific +2 against San Francisco. My parlay for today, I'm going to go across the board, and I go the Flyers in the NHL -1.5. The Denver Nuggets -8.5. Kentucky moneyline in college hoops, and Baylor moneyline in college hoops pays you +17.90.
Whew, a lot of information there. Rod, the birdcage man, what's up?
Here we go. We'll start with NHL. Give me Carolina money line over the Islanders. Give me Washington money line over Pittsburgh. Give me Dallas money line over Nashville. I like the Wild on the puck line over the Kings. I like Tampa on the money line over Boston. I like Florida on the puck line over Montreal. I like the Flyers on the puck line over Buffalo. I like Ottawa over San Jose on the money line. Rangers on the puck line over New Jersey. I like the Oilers in regulation and the over 5.5. 3-team puck line parlay in hockey. Give me the Wild on the puck line, Flyers on the puck line, Rangers on the puck line. Give me about 12-1. NBA, give me Houston -8.5, 76ers -2, and yes, give me Detroit +8. College hoops, I like Nova -8, Virginia -2, give me Tennessee -2.5. Give me UCLA +3. I like FIU -2. Give me Florida -2.5. Give me Baylor and West Virginia under 130. Give me Iowa State +5.5. Give me Rhode Island -3. Princeton -11.5. And for me, 3-team birdcage. Give me UCLA +3, Iowa State +5.5, and FIU -1.
Love it. Love it. Steve Monahan.
I'll go with Villanova as well against Georgetown, lane 8. I'll take Auburn on the road, +2.5. Wisconsin at Indiana. I'll go Wisconsin, getting +2. I'm going to go with Marquette on the road at St. John's, lane 2. I like South Carolina versus Vanderbilt, lane 5, South Carolina. Love me some Baylor today against West Virginia. Kentucky at Florida. I'll take the points in Kentucky, 2.5. Kansas at Texas Tech. Give me Kansas laying 3.5. I like Georgia getting 9 points at LSU. I'm going to say Rutgers is not a good road team, so Purdue will cover 5.5. Give me Purdue. I like Robert Morris against Long Island. Robert Morris laying 5.5. Seton Hall versus Creighton. Give me Seton Hall in the points, 3.5. I'll take Missouri at home, -1 against Alabama. I'll go with Virginia, laying 2 against Louisville. Tony Bennett's defense. Penn State to cover against Northwestern, lane 7. I like Texas against Oklahoma State. Shaka Smart, +3.5, Texas. I'll take St. Louis versus St. Bonaventure. St. Louis is laying 5.5. I'm going to go Xavier in Ohio, laying 2.5 against Butler. I like Arizona to beat up Washington, like 10.5. Give me Stanford in the points, 7.5 versus Oregon. I will take Duke to crush North Carolina. I also like the over in the Belmont game against State at 159. As far as the NBA, I'll take the Rockets laying 8 against the Hornets. I will take the Nuggets to beat up the Cavaliers, laying 8-2, I think. 76ers laying 2 against the Warriors. And my parlay for the day is Baylor, Kansas, Texas, and the Belmont Murray State over at 139.
I have a 9-team money line round robin parlay. That's all I'm doing. 9-team money line round robin parlay. Wisconsin, St. John's, Steve Monahan, you're foolish. Auburn, Kentucky, Baylor, UCLA, Rod Zawacki knows what he's talking about. Texas Tech against Kansas, Rod doesn't know what he's talking about. Utah and Texas A&M, going to parlay all 9 of those together. I'm going to round robin them as well. This will be my new round robin hand signal. We got the bird cage, the round robin, and 4 orange whips. Let's see if we can get everybody back here. 4 orange whips. All right. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. A hell of a show. We had over 400 people watching all show long. That means we're doing something right. We're going to be adding some more shows. I know everybody liked the afternoon show that we did, impromptu afternoon show on Wednesday. So we're just trying to figure it out. One of the ideas that I have, and you guys will have to tell me because is to have called a handicapper update show where we'll kind of have other handicappers that will be on the our multi-handicapper site, kind of go like an around the horn, but just have them pop in for like a minute or two, and then boom, 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 get a bunch of guys for quick updates, for like a quick free pick every day at same time like that 5:30. Tomorrow's show is going to be at 10:30 a.m. Eastern time, and the computer picks are either going to be part of that show or after the show, or maybe I'll get them in before, but. Most of you guys are changing times tonight. I'm not. So the show will be probably a half hour later, 10:30 Eastern time. That puts it at 4:30 a.m. my time. So it's about as good as I can do, I think. That's the time I do the Spread Knowledge show. But maybe I'll do the Spread Knowledge show a half hour earlier too. We'll see if I'm up. I go to bed at 8 o'clock. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. What a great day of games, and we'll figure out what we're going to do for more shows and all that stuff as we go. This is Mitch. Cool. Thank you guys for showing up. Thanks to everyone out there who joined our show and who hit the thumbs up. We had like I said, over 400 people watching us the whole time on all the different outlets combined, not just on YouTube, but on the mid 300s, which to me, like I said, compared to all the other shows I see out there, it means we're doing something right. Have a great day, everyone. Enjoy it. We got a great card. Last day of the regular season of college basketball for a lot of teams, and for our period. A lot of teams, of course, have already finished, but doesn't mean it's over. It's only just beginning. It's March. It's madness. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.